Mr. Speaker, I am pleased that the House is considering H.R. 1689, the Private Property Rights Protection Act. My bill aims to restore the property rights of all Americans that the Supreme Court took away in 2005. The founders of our country recognized the importance of an individual's right to personal property when they drafted the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment states, quote, "Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation," unquote. In Kelo versus the City of New London, the Supreme Court decided that economic development could be a public use under the Fifth Amendment's taking clause. In a 5-4 decision, the court held that the government could take private property from an owner, in this case Suzette Kelo, to help a corporation or private developer, in this case Pfizer. The now infamous Kelo decision created a massive backlash. As former O'Connor stated, the government now has license to transfer property from those with fewer resources to those with more. The founders cannot have intended this perverse result, unquote. Even in the 13 years since Kelo, polls show that Americans overwhelmingly oppose property being taken and transferred to another private owner, even if it is for the public economic good. The Private Property Rights Protection Act is needed to restore to all Americans the property rights the Supreme Court invalidated. Although several states have since passed legislation to limit their power to eminent domain, the number of Supreme Courts have barred the practice under their state constitutions. These laws exist in a varying degree. H.R. 1689 would prohibit state and local governments that receive federal economic development funds from using economic development as a justification for taking property from one person, giving it to another private entity. Any state or local government that violates this prohibition will be ineligible to receive federal economic development funds for 2 years. The protection of property rights is one of the most important tenets of our government. I am mindful of the long history of eminent domain abuses, particularly in low-income and often predominantly minority neighborhoods, and the need to stop it. I am also mindful of the reasons we should allow the government to take the lead when the way in which land is being used constitutes an immediate threat to public health and safety. I believe this bill accomplishes both goals. I urge my colleagues to join me in protecting private property rights for all Americans and limiting the dangerous effects of the Kelo decision on the most vulnerable in our society, and I reserve the balance of my time.